Welcome to MMA Dogs. My name is Hector, and as always, I want to thank you for tuning in. A very special thank you to all of our supporters, all of our clients, and I am pumped up for UFC 193, all the way from a stadium down in Australia. So this will be an interesting fight card. I can't wait to see how it plays out. I definitely have some bets that will be made. I have some information I want to share, and I can't wait to dive into it. 2015 has been a great year for me. We're up 61 point something units, 61.32 units. So it's been excellent. Yeah, 61.32 units. So what that means for people who are wondering or who have said, what are units? So for us, 1 unit equals 1% of the bankroll. So 1 unit equals 1% of your bankroll. So you'd be up 61.32% increase from your original bankroll, which is nothing short of amazing, really. I mean, it's a great number, and you will be very hard pressed to find anybody in any sport who is capable of, at least in 2015, produce results like this. So it's all tracked by a third party. It always has been. It's tracked by Capertech, and I am very, very happy. So let's go ahead and dive into these fights. So we've got the main event, Ronda Rousey versus Holm. Wow, let's take a look at the lines. So Ronda Rousey sitting at around minus 1,500. You can find her even as low as minus 1,200 now, but right around 1,500 everywhere. And Holm would be right around plus 1,100, plus, depends on the book, but 1,100, 825, 750. So money coming in on Holm, but looking at the matchup, there's several ways. There's always several ways of looking at fights. There's multiple ways of looking at fights, but my job, my goal, what I like to do is to predict what's actually going to happen. So I take a look at this matchup and I ask myself, what is the most dangerous position for Ronda Rousey in this fight? And the most dangerous position, and it might not even be that dangerous for her, is on the feet. So if they stand and bang, and Holm gets lucky with a punch, what I'm thinking though is if I'm in Holm's corner, and I have a ton of respect for Greg Jackson and Mike Winkeljohn, I tell her, let's go ahead and get into a bit of a trading exchange. I don't know if I want to call it a brawl, but we've seen Ronda Rousey in the past, especially against Miesha Tate. I was not at all pleased with the game plan of Miesha Tate, first of all, because she was trying to take Ronda Rousey down, which is what a retard would want to do. So, and it's kind of sad now that I think about it, because while Holm and Ronda Rousey are making a ton of money down in Australia, Miesha Tate will be sitting at the Sapphire Club in Vegas watching these two girls fight. So it's pretty sad to think. I mean, how did that even happen? How did Miesha Tate even allow that to happen? But anyways, the point is that Ronda Rousey was getting hit in the face, which, wow, is really rare, right? Ronda Rousey getting hit in the face, but she was getting hit in the face by Miesha Tate, and it wasn't pretty. It really wasn't. I mean, I thought to myself, man, if somebody who has a little bit more takedown defense than Miesha Tate, and I don't think Holm does, but if she has a little bit more and precise, accurate punching, primarily kicks to the head, then, man, this might be interesting. So if you are going to bet Holm, you might as well take a prop bet on her winning in round 1 or 2. I know that one was up to plus 3,900 at one point. So if you're going to bet her, that's what I would do, because honestly, Ronda Rousey will take her down and submit her in round 1, maybe 2, but I'm leaning towards round 1 big time. So Ronda Rousey, first round submission, and if Holm has a way to win, it'll definitely be by head kick, because that'll be something that Ronda Rousey is not used to seeing in a fight, not used to. You can prepare for it, but it's once you actually get to the fight that that things get interesting. So. Yeah, sure, maybe Ronda Rousey and her camp talked about kicks, but it's one thing to actually get it real life, real time. But Ronda's a beast. I mean, even if she does get head kick, I wouldn't be surprised if she survives it. But if Holly Holm is going to win, it'll be by head kick in round 1 and 2. But let's be real, Ronda Rousey, first round armbar. That'll be my pick, and I will be betting the under. Right now, the under, you can find it at minus 260, minus 285, minus 300. So, woo-wee. I'm excited about that. And let's see here. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, we got Joanna Champion versus Valerie Letourneau. This one's a real easy one. This one's even easier than the Ronda Rousey Holly Holm one, in my opinion. I mean, I see Joanna Jedrzejczyk going in there, tiring out the 135-pound, dropping down to 115. I think it's her third weight cut, but still, it's a tough weight cut to make. Punching her, boxing her up on the feet, and finishing her before it goes to decision. So, Joanna Jedrzejczyk inside the distance. That'll be my play. And I expect her to get it done round 3 or round 4. TKO. Antonio Bigfoot Silva against Mark Hunt. Wow. Both these guys are in excellent shape, rejuvenated. And, taking a look at Bigfoot, I'm a little concerned because just like the other Silva, Vanderlei Silva, found his chin in Japan, I hope that Antonio Bigfoot Silva doesn't find his chin down in Australia. Now, it is Mark Hunt's home country. Mark Hunt is probably in the best shape we've seen him in the UFC. And Mark Hunt has had really difficult fights against Verdum and against Stipe. Arguably, the two guys should be fighting for the belt next. So he's only faced the top guys. Whenever he faces guys like Bigfoot, he usually wins. He usually wins by knockout. So I got Mark Hunt winning by round 1, knockout. And you can get him at minus 230 right now. Now, I will tell you this. I would not bet any props on this because maybe Silva finds his chin. Maybe it goes to decision. So might as well just take Mark Hunt at minus 230, minus 240. That way, if it does go to decision, you'll cash and you won't have to sit there and wait. Oh, God damn it, I lost a prop. So, but Mark Hunt straight at minus 230 for the win. If I had to pick, I would say by knockout in round 1. Maybe round 2. Robert Whittaker versus Uriah Hall. Now, I see the money came in on Hall, and deservingly so. I couldn't believe it when the line was pretty much a pick-em. Watching Robert Whittaker's fights, I don't know if these people who had it around even watch his fights at all because if you watch him fight, he's very hittable, extremely hittable. The head buster, Clint Hester, nearly knocked him out, and several times, and you can't ignore that. I mean, Uriah Hall, if you really think about it, watch his fights, it's only when he's got the threat of a takedown that he has to worry much about it. So, but now with his history of showing being just, cruising it through the fight and not really having an urgency, that does concern me. So I really like Uriah Hall, scorecards equal no action prop bet. So it means that he's got to win by finish. If he gets finished, then obviously that would be a losing bet. But Uriah Hall, scorecards equals no action. So if it does go to the scorecards, it's a no action, so it's a push. So that prop bet, it'll cost you minus 200. And I like that one because if you think about it, okay, so let's say Hall loses. It'll probably be, I could be wrong, but it'll probably be by decision. Okay, because Hall is very tough. He's only been finished by Chris Weidman. So, and I believe he can get the knockout win. And so that to me, I like that bet because there's value in that, in the sense that if Whittaker somehow steals a decision or Hall doesn't show up to fight, then, it'll be no action. But if Hall does what he needs to do, and he probably will, then he'll get the knockout. So I like that bet. Just to recap it, it's Uriah Hall, scorecards equals no action, prop bet at minus 200. You can only find that one at 5 dimes, but I like it. So Uriah Hall, though, by first round knockout, that's my prediction. Jared Rosholt versus Stefan Struve. Now, the big difference in this fight will be the preparation that Stefan Struve has had at the Black Zillions. That camp is perfect for him. It really is. He's got who is that? Hoof, the striking coach fellow countryman of Stefan. I mean, I don't know what took Stefan so long to come over here, but I'm glad he did. I expect him to get the finish. And if he doesn't, which wouldn't surprise me, I could see it going to a decision. I could see Jared Rosholt hanging around. So ultimately, though, Stefan Struve, I like him. You get it minus 130, minus 120. Stefan Struve, either by knockout or submission, and possibly even a decision. So I see multiple ways that he can win. The reason I'm saying this is because Jared Rosholt just has not impressed me one bit. So I don't think his fight IQ is all there, and I think Stefan Struve will find a way to win this fight. So that'll be a good one. I definitely will be taking Stefan Struve and betting on him. Like I said, he's got multiple ways of winning. Jake Matthews versus Akbar Arreola. For this one, man, they're really making you pay for this one. It's got a huge price tag, nearly minus 1,000 on Jake Matthews. And Akbar is a seasoned vet, but I see the UFC trying to set up Jake Matthews here for a win. I think he'll get a first-round knockout, TKO, possibly a submission, and that'll be that. Maybe round 2. But yeah, definitely Jake Matthews. If I had a bet, I'd bet Matthews inside the distance. Kyle Noke versus Peter Sobota. This is an interesting fight because, yes, it's down in Brazil. That gives me some concern because if it hits the judges' scorecards, God knows what they're going to say. But Sobota should win this fight. He really should. If I had to bet it, I'd bet Sobota straight. Obviously, I'm not that confident in it. Otherwise, I'd be putting it in my bets. So it's a do not bet, but Sobota to win by decision. Anthony Perosh versus Gian Villante. Man, do not bet. God knows Anthony Perosh could pull it off, but ultimately I think it'll be dead money. But I'm not risking 4-1 on Villante. But I got Villante winning by knockout in round 1. Like I said, do not bet. If I had to bet, it'd be Villante inside distance because that's the way he should win. But God knows if he'll do it, or if he'll gas, or if Anthony Perosh will somehow pull off a submission or some crazy thing. So do not bet. For the next one, Danny Martinez versus Richie Vasulik. I think Martinez is taking this as a opportunity of a lifetime here. I think he really realizes what time it is. I think all those fighters moving out of Alliance will have helped his camp. And so I've got Danny Martinez winning a decision, hard-fought decision, but I think the extra attention he'll be getting from Coach Del Fiero and those guys down there in Chula Vista will suit him right. So Danny Martinez by decision. Do not bet ultimately. I'm tempted, and I put him on my almost made the cut, the nearly made the cut list that I share with my clients, but I got to pass on him. If I get some plus money, maybe, but even then, it's too close. Zafir versus Muntasiri. Muntasiri, this is a showcase fight for Muntasiri. He should knock him out in round 1. At worst, survive to win a decision. So I've got Muntasiri if I had to bet it, and I will be. Muntasiri inside distance. The fight doesn't go to decision. The fight doesn't go to decision because, God forbid if Muntasiri gasses, which I doubt, but if he does, Zafir maybe. I doubt it, but I like that one. Ultimately, I like Muntasiri inside the distance. Walsh and Kennedy. I love Walsh here. I've been watching him since he got robbed in Japan. I think he's got some skill. Unfortunately, the public and the sharps have come in on him. But he's right around where he opened up. I mean, maybe a little higher. But I like Walsh to win by decision, possibly even TKO. Daniel Kelly, Steve Montgomery, do not bet. I was looking at Montgomery, but God knows, what can happen down there in Australia. So it's a do not bet, but Montgomery should knock him out in round 1. And Ben Nguyen, Ryan Benoit. That's an interesting matchup, Benoit, I don't like the fact that he slows down, but I think Nguyen will be able to pull it off in Australia, maybe even get a robbery of some sort, but Nguyen by decision. So for the bets, let's go ahead and take a look at those. So before I go into the bets, though, let's look at the 5 stars. There are none. 4 stars, there are none. 3 stars, Mark Hunt at minus 250. Richard Walsh at minus 320. Joanna Jedrzejczyk inside the distance at minus 135. Uriah Hall, scorecards equals no action prop bet at minus 200. So he's got to get the knockout to win, or submission, or some kind of inside the distance. Ronda Rousey versus Holm under 1.5 at minus 270. James Muntasiri at minus 320. Stefan Struve at minus 120. So that's 3, 6, that's 7 nearly made the cut final. Those are on the text file, so you can take a look at those. But those are ultimately do not bets, no bets, so not really worth mentioning. And let's go ahead and scoot down to the actual bets. 1 unit equals 1% of the bankroll. So the ratio remains the same. So if you want to go up, you want to go down, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do, just keep the ratio the same. There's a rhyme and reason behind these bets, so don't play around with it too much. So the first one is a round robin of twos. So that'll be 3 parlays at 1.30 units each. Total bet is 3.90 to win 3.07. So the first one in the round robin will be Mark Hunt at minus 250, Richard Walsh at minus 320, and Joanna Jedrzejczyk wins inside the distance. Joanna Champion at minus 135. Second round robin of twos also. 3 parlays at 1.30 units each. Total bet is 3.90 units to win 3.67 units. Uriah Hall, scorecards equals no action. That's a prop bet at minus 200. Ronda Rousey versus Holm under 1.5 rounds at minus 270. And James Muntasri at minus 320. So that's another round robin. And last but not least, is a small straight bet on Stefan Struve at minus 120. So 1.20 units to win 1. The grand total is 9.00 units. So 9 units to win 7.74 units. So that's 86% return on investment. And that does it. So I'll be coming back-to-back weeks with UFC action, and I can't wait for it. Really, I'm excited. I am focused on ending the year on a bang. If I get up to 100 units, man, that would be awesome. I would love that. Just all in 1 year. So that would be great. At least 75 units. So I want at least 75 units, going for 100, and just grinding it out. Week by week, watching the tape, doing the homework, doing it my way. So that's the way I like it. That's the way I like to live. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend. A very, very sincere, heartfelt thank you to all our clients. I appreciate all you guys. And, this is what I love. So I love to do it. And I think I'm better than most. So check out my website, like it, whatever you want to do, tweet it, share it, whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. And that's it. So hope you guys have a great weekend. If you like the NFL, I hope you do well in the NFL. And I'll see you guys next week.